Hi everyone, welcome on board to ଼H0ST, where you get the reliable news that is tailored for you, and of course where you can actually comment and interact. After the death of the late Chief of Staff, Abba Kyari, a lot of people thought that that would be the end, but the last may not have been heard about late Abba Kyari, former Chief of Staff to President Muhammadu Buhari. Major General Muhammadu Buhari retired, popularly known as Jubril al-Sudani by members of the indigenous people of Biafra. Based on the roles he was assigned, Abba Kyari was seen as the de facto, the unofficial president, as he took firm control of the machinery of governance. He was seen to have played some roles that the president should. He meets with security chiefs, he meets with ambassadors, he meets with ministers, he meets just with every other person. And people said that the power has been given to him because Buhari said everything should go through Abba Kyari. Now, Abba Kyari is supposed to be act in the capacity as a private secretary to Buhari, simply put, a mouthpiece of Buhari. So, with this, people felt that anything Buhari wants to say, Abba Kyari should be the one saying it. I mean, the people that worked with Buhari, and many of them weren't taking this easy. They weren't taking this calmly. They wanted a change of this, as Abba Kyari wielded so much power. He came up with details and information that Buhari, as we are coming to find out now, never even gave out such orders or information. About 150 memos are said to have been, written, passed out by Abba Kyari without Buhari even having an idea of it. Simply put, Abba Kyari is the de facto president. Buhari is just there, lacking in ability to do anything. President Buhari had in August last year directed incoming ministers to pass through Abba Kyari, his chief of staff. Any request for meetings has to go through him. Any information that the president is supposed to give out has to go through Abba Kyari. The president had, while giving closing remark at a presidential retreat for ministers that they had in Abuja, stated in terms of coordination, kindly ensure that all submissions for my attention or meeting request be channeled through the chief of staff. The president that is supposed to have the ministers, supposed to work with the ministers, relate with the ministers, he now said that the chief of staff should now be the person to speak to the ministers. So I think Buhari must have sat down with the chief of staff, Abba Kyari, and say, you know what, I trust you, you have more information, you have more knowledge, understanding, wisdom, and all of that. This nation is so complex, things have changed. I will be the president, but I want you to do the groundwork. Are you ready to do this? And probably Abba Kyari said, no problem, I will do this. And he said, so as from today onward, you will meet with the ministers and meet with every, and this is not right according to the constitution. That is not to say that the president cannot assign people to do certain tasks. But people asked, what then is the job of the vice president? Vice President Yemi Osinbajo is intelligent enough, a pastor, and also someone that has the status of a professor. This is someone that is learned when it comes to a lot. I mean, he is learned. He has professorship in law. And this person should be able, at least, to work, to be able to handle things. Rather, it was relegated to sharing of money in the markets, while Abba Kyari was seen as the de facto president. So he said this in one of their presidential retreat. In terms of coordination, kindly ensure that all submissions for my attention or meeting requests be channeled through the chief of staff, while all federal executive council matters be coordinated through the secretary to the government of the federation, boss Mustafa. Now, the president has secretary and he has a chief of staff. The chief of staff is supposed to, give out, relay information from the president to the staffs that are working with the president, not the vice president. But all of a sudden, things were put upside down until his death on April 18, 2020. due to coronavirus infection. Abba Kyari was seen as the main pillar of Buhari's government. Now, indications from the office revealed that several decisions he took did not receive the approval of the president. Definitely, what do you expect? If someone has been given power that cannot be curtailed, power that cannot be monitored, he all of a sudden realized that Buhari is zero, Buhari is dead, Buhari is non-existent. And he knows that if not for stupidity, Buhari should have been the president, because he lacks the capacity, he lacks the intellectual capacity, physical capacity, he lacks everything to be there. He only sold them the idea of integrity, and he pushed his dream. And fortunately for him, I would say yes, fortunately for him, because imagine someone that has no O level, someone that has been in the military, has no understanding of democracy, somebody that he only told Nigerians that he never stole, he never did this, he doesn't have houses like the rest of them, he never did this. Probably did that, probably never did. They brought in Buhari. Well, like I said, new indications from the office revealed that several decisions he took did not receive approval of the president. The new chief of staff, Ibrahim Gambari, a former diplomat who also worked with regime tyrants, he looked at the things that Abba Kyari had done and he decided to act differently. Gambari, on the approval of President Buhari, cancelled previous memos by Kyari. I think that's the proper way to run it. You will be told to handle things more differently now, and do things in the way that he or learn the ropes before he begins to handle the affairs of Nigeria once again through proxy. Gambari's action is said to have pitched the new chief of staff to the president at loggerheads with other top government officials, including the secretary to the government of the federation, Boss Mustafa, as it seems as if the approval of Buhari and Gambari's action is becoming a serious issue. Memos and certain things that have been put in place by Abba Kyari, and people feel comfortable. But all of a sudden, it seems as if the new Gambari, the new chief of staff, is beginning to reshuffle. Sources at the SGF told Business Day in Abuja that this is farther from the truth. There is no strain in the working relationship between the president's chief of staff and the office of the SGF. There is no doubt that President Muhammadu Buhari may have directed his new chief of staff to review memos and cancel some appointments. We are all working for Mr. President, so his decision on any issue is final, the source said. So when you look at the appointment issue, reviewing of memos and all of that, it means that some people are going to lose their job, some contracts are going to be cancelled, and a lot of things are going to happen. When contacted, the special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, declined comments. Of course, these ones are just stooges. Femi Adesina and his pal, Shehu, Garba Shehu, both of them are just they are just there drinking and tapping into the wealth of the nation and nothing more, and making a mediocre of themselves, making a fool of themselves, as history will remind them of their activities and actions too. Femi Adesina, I will never forget it. He once said it on TV that we should be grateful to Buhari that the terrorists in the north are no longer using explosive to kill people, but now they are cutting people's neck. Who speaks like that? This is someone that worked in the media. This is someone that we say is a seasoned journalist, but unfortunately is like one of those people that you pay money to and they come out to write trash. He has no conscience. He has sold his soul to the devil. He said that the issue has nothing to do directly with the presidency. The SGF has a media office. Why don't you get in touch with them? A similar call was put to Garba Shehu, who didn't produce results as well. He also declined to comment on the issues. Shehu's response said he would appreciate if he was left out of the conversation. In his words, he said, please, I will appreciate if I can be left out of this. That means something is happening, something is going on. There is fire on the mountain. There is fire on the mountain. An Abuja-based public affairs analyst sees this development as an indictment of the president himself. The president cannot be completely exonerated. According to him, if indeed this is true, it means he, the president, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, aka Jubril Al-Sudani, inadvertently created room for what has happened by giving Kyari so much powers. The indictment on Abba Kyari, who wielded so much executive power, shows that he was not the loyal staff Nigerians thought he was after all. The analyst Dahiru advised the new ". not to fall into similar traps. You should not repeat the same thing. It's a big lesson for other civil servants to take note that power is transient. And that is it. Power is transient. Well, I will read one or two few comments. Some are very, very, the blows are direct. One person said, what happened to Sibanjo? Have they used him for rituals? That is what this person said. So we will know. That's what I said. You see, the position of the vice president in Nigeria is just for show. According to the constitution, there are certain commission or offices that he can head and handle, economy and some other things. But the president himself is the one that decides what the vice president does. And with that being said, it's useless. The office of the vice president in Nigeria doesn't have so much power as you might think it is. The only thing they can do in Nigeria is to break the system apart. I believe that Nigeria should break apart. I'm not a supporter of one Nigeria. The only thing they can do again, but still there's still going to be issue, is to have a form of a decentralized government, or we have president and prime minister, and they throw away this trash called the Senate as we have it today. And all we need is to have president, the prime minister, and we have the parliamentarians, we have the ministers that will be working with the prime minister while the president handles some other things. And they will be able to break this so that one person will not have all the power. They can review all of this, but I don't think they want to, as they are all criminals and they are all corrupt and they love the power that they wield. I say a very big thank you to those who have taken time to subscribe to this channel. And if you're yet to subscribe, kindly tap on that subscription button and also the red bell icon so you will be notified whenever videos such as this are uploaded.